I'm going to show you how William Rivera is currently making around $1 million per month with his coaching offer, and how you as a coach or creator can do the exact same. So I'm going to explain that by simple 3-step process, which is meet the clients, nurture the clients, and let them take action, okay? And this is super simple that you're gonna get familiar with until the end of this video. So if we take a look at meeting the clients, two things should always happen. So first, you have to know the clients so you can reach them, and clients have to know you so they can buy from you. So both of the things are done by two things. So the first thing is done by your personal brand, and the second thing is done by traffic. So if you take a look at his personal brand, he's really around this idea of being an alpha man, like taking your mother to a private flight, driving a Lamborghini Revuelto, having your dream partner, and dropping out of college with your friends, going to luxury places, and this kind of Miami lifestyle, right? But if you take a look at his traffic, he do both organic and ads. To understand his paid traffic, it's better to first break down his organic because it directly refers into that. So if we take a look at his organic traffic, he has Instagram, he has YouTube and TikTok, which I'll break them down in a second. So on Instagram, he put reels, and to add on that, he put stories and highlights. And he put 4 types of content, which is all in need for people to buy from you. Because if you want people to buy from you, they need to know you, they need to like you, and they need to trust you. So when you are putting, let's say you're just putting viral videos, so people know you and they like you, but they quite frankly don't trust you, okay? But if we put all of these together, you show your lifestyle to show you are a real person and you did all of the things that is in their dream life, and you show a lot of value and motivation, they will perfectly trust you. And the one that I found really working well for him is motivation types of content, which because it's so raw and it's so like you're just talking to your audience, it feels like so natural, right? So people will trust you. And also when you give people a lot of motivation, they're like, okay, I have to take action right now, right? And if we go to his page, we will see actually pin reels as well, which got many views, like 8.4 million views, 4.1 million views. And these are just viral videos, because the first thing that people will see after clicking on his profile are these pin videos that will give them immediately a story of who he is and what's his business model, which has a lot of value and will create a lot of FOMO. But it's just lacking a simple call to action at the end of it. So then if we take a look at his stories as well, he put a bunch of mix of stories. So the first story that he always put is hook, and it's really important to hook people in because people are just swiping, right? We don't want people to just come to our stories and see our stories and swipe, right? So he says, I sent $10,000 to my mother today, send your mom some money today, right? So then he shows some proof, and proofs always create some FOMO. So people will see like this student got $5,000, bunch of actually proof that he's doing a very well job. Then he says, it's a beautiful day to build something great, which is another hook actually. You don't want to keep people attention to swipe more until they see your CTA. So on his CTA, he says, I have all of these things, I created these. If you want, watch this video, okay? So to add on that, we have his highlights. And he has only one highlight, which is his story, that he put his story, testimonials, and some call to actions as well, which is so effective. And he's getting a lot of clients out of that. But the only thing that I will change is that he put all of these things only in one highlights. As you can see, there are a lot of highlights here, right? So what else he can do is that create 5 highlights so people won't lose their attention. For example, my story 1, my story 2, case studies, freedom, which he shows his lifestyle, and Amazon, that he can educate people about Amazon and tell them to DM a specific word, right? Then if we take a look at his YouTube right now, which is his nicest platform, and in fact the biggest amount of money he's making is from YouTube. So there's nothing that much crazy about his videos, like 11 minutes, 12 minutes videos just talking about motivation, but sometimes some of his videos pop up really well, right? So people will think like, who is William first, then they will search about his name on YouTube, right? because in order for people to click on your link and listen to your CTA, they need to watch you from more than 2 platforms. They need to watch you for 5 hours, and you need to give them more than 7 call to action for them to get on your landing page or your Typeform or whatever, right? So another thing that I noticed is that he put his Instagram link here. Rather than that, he could put his website link, which would be so much more effective. Like, he could make a lot more money than that if he did this simple trick, right? So to add on to that, he is also so much big on TikTok as well. You can see that like 4.3 million likes, and some of his videos sometimes pop up really well. So pretty much just the same as Instagram, just to get eyeballs and as much eyeballs as possible. So people might not buy from you after they saw you on TikTok, but there is a big chance that they know your name and they can search it on other platforms like YouTube, so they can get nurtured perfectly. But now let's break down his ads, which are only cold ads, and it's just a big proportion of his the money that he is making. But if he could run just some retargeting ads, he would spend a lot less money and get a lot more qualified people, which would get him insane results. Like, I would say like 50K more. And the type of strategy that he's using is something that I broke down before, that is calling out a pain point that clients have experienced before. In this case, he said, are you tired of a lot of gurus selling you expensive courses? And then he brings up his best testimonials. And then after that, he says, it's super normal for people to do this, because when he tells you like someone bought his house with this course, it will make you feel like he was such a special person that did this and I'm not. But he says, no, normal people can do this. Then he says, brings up his pitch and call to action, which he says, click on the link if you want to learn more. Then he kind of starts to talk about what is the event actually, because all of these traffic will go actually to an event, right? So then he explains about that. Then he says you don't have to put any effort into this and everything is done by AI, and his last call to action at the end of the video. And the video will play actually after the call to action, so it will give people a time to click on the link, and all of these traffic will go directly to a webinar. But there is a difference between the organic traffic and the paid traffic. So the organic traffic will come to the main page of his landing page, which here shows the last event that is coming on. So, and a catchy headline. And something I noticed is that he put a timer up here, which creates a lot of FOMO. But the paid traffic will go directly to the webinar page, which has a headline, a different headline, which is, in 5 days, I'll show you how to get your first 4-figure per month on Amazon in 2025. And you will never actually have this opportunity again. And again, he says 12,000 beginners are doing this, which creates a lot of FOMO again. And his call to action. And he says also, hurry up, only 30 tickets left, which creates some scarcity as well. So he's pushing all of this traffic forward to actually attend on the event with all of the power that he has. And then a quick introducing video, which is so much effective. And then he has a lot of testimonials, right? He has testimonial of $1,000 per day, 300K per month, and all of these great testimonials that he has, which is playing a big role in the proportion of the sales he has, and a background of himself, because a lot of people were coming from actually paid traffic, so they're cold and they don't know him, so they have to actually know who he is and what's his story. So then he sells this event to you for $17 for a 5-day challenge, and then in that event he will sell you his program, which is $19.95. And it really works, because when they want to attend on a free event, you have to message them up, you have to tell them to bring their pen and paper to be ready. But when they paid for that $17, they already know what they have to do, right? So they don't run any before event kind of thing, right? So then this moves on to the last actually step, which is after they clicked on the form and they want to join the program actually. So here are some qualification questions, which are like, are you committed to spend less than 5% of your day building your freedom life? So if you say no, you will get out of this form, right? And so this is for the highest show up and the highest close rate to get, right? Then the second question is, imagine you're finally living your life that you always wanted and you're successful. So how much money do you have to spend on this program? So if you say like less than $1,000, you're not qualified, but if you answer anything above, you are completely qualified for this type of, let's say, offer, right? And then he says, awesome, look like you're a good fit to join our elite program. So what's your name? So the reason that they ask your name is to send you some emails and text you up, right? And after submitting to this form, you will be pushed through his Calendly, which you finally ask important questions. Like, how long have you been following William Rivera? Which will give him immediately a baseline of client's interest level. And then important question, how much money do you currently making per month? So if they answer like, I'm making $1,500 to $1,300 per month, they're absolutely qualified, right? And then he says, thousands of people complete these applications, but we only work with 3% of them. So why should I take you? That creates a lot of FOMO and also shows that you have the upper hand. And then he says, we specialize helping people in US and Canada. So are you there or no? And after you signed into this call, immediately they will send you an email that this is a 15-minute call designed to learn more about your goals, how you want to build your online business, and discuss these things. So attend on the call and click on yes so we know that you saw this email. So then 20 hours before the call, this automatic message will be sent to you that he's explaining the system and building some hype for the call, right? So after that, he will use a pre-call formula, which one, setter will takes you up 12 hours to 10 hours before the call, and then closer will call you 12 hours to 10 hours before the call to ask you some questions, and so you know, when you know the closer, you are more comfortable to talk with him, right? Then 6 hours before the call, closer will double check everything, and 5 minutes before the call, the setter will send them the link of the call. And all of these things are actually done by tracking all of the data of what's the date of the closing, the closer names, the show up. So if he knows that the show up rate is low, he has to change his pre-call formula. If he sees that like the net profit is going down, he has to see why he's spending a lot of money on ads and other things. So this is something that we completely systemize it with our clients. So you can see like the net profit of each month, you can see the total deals, the closing rate, the show up rates, and actually the average order value, the cash per live call, the warm or cold outreach, the average sales per day, average outbound, average revenue per day, average net profit per day, the ad spend, and the closer cost and setter cost and the closer cost. If you actually want to implement this strategy, book a call on top of the description. So after you click on the link in the description, I will fix all of the problems that you have with your sales funnel, and we will get all of the information from your business so we can scale actually, and you will have one of these fancy dashboards for yourself. So hope you enjoyed this video. Take care. Bye.